Crystal City Council meeting to order. Let's start with roll call, please.
Councilmember Cummings?
Here.
Councilmember Kaiser?
Here.
Councilmember LaRoche is absent. Councilmember Parsons?
Here.
Mayor Adams?
Here.
Councilmember Banks?
Here.
Councilmember Budashevsky?
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have an agenda before us looking for, go ahead, Brendan.
Make a motion to approve the agenda?
All right, I'll second that. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. We'll jump right into open forum. I didn't read the consent agenda into the record. We're trying to be quick, right?
Skip it.
Let's go on to open forum. It is in the packet.
Mr. Mayor? But you can't, we approve the agenda.
Right, so you should do consent agenda.
Oh, yeah, consent agenda, I'm sorry. Oh, I hit check in the wrong spot. Thank you so much. Consent agenda. Approval of the minutes for the following meetings: work session May 3rd, 2022, and council meeting for that same date. Approval of the list of license applications submitted by the city clerk to the city council. That list is on file in the city clerk's office. Approval of a resolution accepting donations. Approval of a symbolic resolution recognizing June as Pride Month. Approval of a resolution rejecting all bids for the Crystal Community Center parking lot and Bassett Creek Dog Park project. Approval of a resolution authorizing cooperative storm management agreement with the City of Robbinsdale. All right, looking for a motion on that one. Go ahead, Brendan.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Olga?
Second that.
All right, all members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Open forum. Back on track. Is there anybody here wishing to speak during open forum? Anyone here wishing to speak? All right. Bert, where's your yellow sheet? I'm just kidding.
Bert Ord, 6700 60th Avenue North, Mayor, Council. I'm just curious if you think that methodology for the survey for the pool rehabilitation was kind of like a good one, because it looked like it was pretty skewed toward people on cell phones and stuff like that. I think a lot of people who live in their houses, with the time that they actually have lived here, the average people who live here like 18, 19, 20 years, most of those people still have home phones. I do. So I just want to know if you guys were happy with that survey and the methodologies used for it. Thank you.
We're going to have that conversation during, we don't usually respond directly, but we will address that during our next meeting when we have that. I do have some concerns, but...
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do have some concerns, but I'm not going to voice them at this time. I'm going to hold them. All right. Anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing no one?
Did you want to comment on?
He's good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. Next, we have disbursements of $25,000 or greater. I will read those into the record at this time. Health Partners for May health insurance premiums, $113,528. MinPara for employee and city required contributions for $429.22. Pay date, that's the pay date, $64,606. Kraus Anderson for the police building, $64,165. Burwald Roofing Company, Inc. for building costs, $259,626. Frontier Fire Protection for the police building, $76,408. Laketown Electric Corporation for the police station, $144,590. McDowell Company for the police station, $193,876. Northland Concrete and Masonry for the police building, $285,064. Peterson Companies for Central Core Stormwater Project, $264,783. RTL Construction for the police building, $94,710. Total disbursements of $25,000 or greater is $1,561,360.66. Council members, are there questions on any of these items? Seeing no questions, looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Therese. A
I
second.
move to approve expenditures over $25,000 as read by Jim, or Mayor Adams.
It's okay. Go ahead, Brendan.
I second that motion.
All right. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right. Lost my cheat sheet. Love it. Second item is
Sorry. No, it's contagious.
somewhere.
It's the variances.
Okay, great. Dan Olson, our city planner, is here to address the council on the city variances. Welcome, Dan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of the council, just a warning, I have 3 presentations for the council meeting and 2 for the EDA meeting, so you're going to see a lot of me tonight.
A warning. Welcome, Dan.
The first here is, as we said, it's a variance for setbacks at 3715 Georgia. There's kind of some feedback there. Here is the location of the property in blue, and as always, we publish the notice in the Sun Post on the website. We also post a sign on the property, and then we also send the hearing notice to these 3 neighborhoods in Crystal next door. So the property owner and applicant is Jim Butler, who is in the room tonight. The purpose of the variance is to allow two additions to the home and also to bring into conformance an existing garage setback encroachment. The requested variances are first on the north side along 38th. It's to reduce the setback from 30 feet to 23 feet for a bedroom addition. The second variance is to reduce the south setback from 30 feet to 17 feet for a future garage addition. And then the third is along Georgia, to establish the 30-foot minimum setback in exchange for north and south variances, but allow the existing garage encroachment to be at 24 feet to that property line, and also to allow a future garage addition to have the same encroachment. So I'll show you some graphics later on that kind of explain all that in an easy to understand format. First, this is a graphic that shows on my left, I think it's your right, the existing setback requirements. So this is what, in the yellow box, is what how the home would be situated if it was built today underneath the existing setbacks. And then the other graphic shows the requested variances. So you can kind of see it's a little bit of trading and swapping so that the home is conforming to the new setbacks. The initial home was constructed in 1957, and the setback on the north was set at 35 feet. The south setback was set at 29 feet, which was in violation of the city code in 1957. So I'm not sure how that happened, but that's what happened. And then the east setback along Georgia was 20 feet. The majority of the home was actually built at 31 feet, except for the garage, the attached garage, which was pushed forward along Georgia to be 24 feet. So the rationale for the variance tonight is, first of all, to acknowledge the placement of the home in 1957, and which determined that the front of the home would face Georgia. So the second thing is to allow for an equitable expansion of the home in harmony with other similarly sized lots in Crystal. Thirdly, it establishes a 30-foot minimum setback along Georgia, because that's effectively the front yard, and but also allowing a 24-foot setback for the existing garage and for a proposed garage addition. The note here is that the UDC allows similar, if slightly smaller, encroachments into that 30-foot setback along the front. If you also look at that street right there, there's 3 other homes that have almost the exact same encroachment with their garage. I guess the builder, we found out later, that was his that was his one and only model that he built back in the 50s. So that was one of the planning commission members knew that information. So secondly, the variance provides a combined north and south setback of 40 feet, so 23 feet on the north side and 17 feet on the south side. The note here is that the combined setback is the same as other corner lots, but arranged differently in recognition of the practical difficulties caused by the 1957 home placement. And then thirdly, it preserves a minimum west side setback of 5 feet. Currently, the home is located at 12 feet along that west property line. So this is the graphic that shows really where the variances are. The top there is the reducing 30 feet to 20, from 30 feet to 23 feet for the living or the bedroom addition. And then this addition on this along Georgia is for the garage encroachment and also to allow for a future garage expansion to be 24 feet on that along that property line. And then the third is to allow a future garage addition on the south side to be 17 feet rather than 30. So the Planning Commission held a public hearing, and there was no public comment on this variance. The Planning Commission determined that the variance meets the requirements of City Code and unanimously recommended approval. So tonight you're asked to adopt a resolution that would approve the variances as recommended by the Planning Commission. And as I said, the applicant is here in the room tonight.
All right. Any questions for Dan on this? Seeing none. Any questions for James on this? Seeing none. All right. How about a motion? Brendan?
I make a motion approving the resolution, why is that? I make a motion approving the resolution, why is that really slow? That's like to adopt the resolution approving variances for 3715 Georgia Avenue South.
North.
Up north. All right, geez. Maybe, I don't have my glasses on, I don't have my hearing aids in. I'm struggling.
All right.
Struggling, I apologize.
Anybody want to second that?
I'll take that.
Go ahead, John.
I approve the resolution approving variances for 3715 Georgia Avenue.
No, that doesn't come till later. You second it.
Yeah.
You can't approve it yet.
Oh, well, yeah, see, I made a mistake there, you know. I second it.
This is our first day at this.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah, we jumped right to open forum? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my
Must be the
gosh.
moon, right?
All right. We got a first and we have a second. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right. Mr. Butler, congratulations.
That went well.
All right. Dan, you are here to address the Cornerstone Church.
Sure. The second item tonight is a conditional use permit for a child daycare at 5000 West Broadway, which is, as you said, the Cornerstone Church. So here again is the site location in blue. We published it as we were required to on the screen. We also published it on these neighborhoods on Nextdoor, the hearing notice. General information, the PNC Learning Center is the applicant for the child daycare. They are proposing to lease space at the church. The adjacent uses for Cornerstone Church is on the north, it's Crystal Collision and Car Wash. On the east, across the railroad tracks, it is the Fund Services, which is zoned industrial, and then some single-family homes. To the west is the City Public Works Facility, and then to the south is a contractor office, which is zoned commercial. Here is just a proposed floor plan. Basically, the daycare will be using the existing rooms that the church uses primarily on Sundays, so they're not really going to be doing a lot of interior remodeling, and they're not going to be doing any exterior remodeling either to the parking lot or to the building. The daycare, I'll get to that in a minute. I kind of said all some of this stuff. The daycare will have a maximum of 118 children under the age of 5. They will have 12 full-time staff, 4 part-time staff. Hours of operation will be from 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then the children will be picked up and dropped off in front of the family entrance, which faces West Broadway. And And the note here is that due to the large parking lot, access points on West Broadway and Carvalis, and the unused traffic capacity on these roads, traffic impacts are not expected to be noticeable for the daycare. So the Planning Commission did hold a public hearing, and again, no one made any public comments at the hearing, and the Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the CUP. So tonight you're being asked to adopt a resolution approving the CUP as recommended by the Planning Commission. And the daycare providers are here as well tonight if you have any questions for them.
All right, any questions for Dan? Yeah, go ahead, Therese.
Is this an existing building moving into a new space, or is this a brand-new, existing business moving into the new space, or a brand-new daycare that's opening up?
I don't believe they have a daycare now. So they are moving into the Cornerstone Church as sort of a supplemental use for that building. The church will still remain. It'll just operate on different hours.
Is there any collaboration between the church and the business?
The applicant at the Planning Commission said that there was no prior relationship between the two.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, the building, does it have a sprinkler system?
I believe it does, yes. It was an old bowling alley, of course, and then when you approved the CUP in 2017, I think it might have been required to be sprinkler, but I'm not sure about that.
Yes, it was.
Okay, it was, okay.
It was, good.
It was.
All right.
Okay,
Is it, I think,
go ahead, Brennan.
your question was it, they are an existing business.
Right. Are they just moving into this new facility from somewhere else, or is it a brand-new daycare center?
I believe, I thought it was not an existing business, but I could be wrong, so maybe I'll defer to the applicant.
Could the applicant step forward, please? If you would, please state your name.
Good evening. My name is Jamarcus Walker, Associate Pastor at Cornerstone Church, representing PNC in Cornerstone. Good evening.
Good to see you again.
Likewise, Mayor. Yes, they are currently a family-owned operation right off of 36th and Noble, and so an expansion opportunity opened up, and they reached out about using our children's wing to kind of expand their current business.
Is there any outdoor play place for the kids?
So as of right now, no. And the way the conversation has worked is because of the parking lot space being unused during the day, with proper barricades and road maps that create a space for students to still have mobile space outdoors. And then the way our interior is built, there are two play spaces indoors for them to obtain motor skills, and the flexibility in the rooms create that space as well.
Is there a need for, I feel like that's a stupid question, I apologize. I'm so far out of looking for daycare.
I'm not there yet either, so.
Is there a need in that part of Crystal are there families looking for daycare?
Yes, ma'am. Personally, operating on behalf of the church, we receive calls weekly asking if we know of daycare providers. Cornerstone previously had a child program, a daycare program, prior to moving, and after the move, because of the space and operations, they decided not to, and so we kind of felt it was a great opportunity to love into our community and partner with a existing business
Okay.
to create that need, to fill that void.
Okay. Very cool. Go ahead, John.
Did you mention hours of operation?
Yes, they are 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, okay.
Yeah.
And there's no need for additional daycare on weekends, for instance, for parents who,
Yeah, I guess they're going to be operating on the opposite schedule of the church, so.
okay, oh, I see, the church is basically, it's that space Saturday and Sunday, so, yeah.
Anybody else? So, Jamarcus, that open forum thing that we did earlier, don't be afraid to come back and tell us what you're doing in the community.
Awesome.
Love to hear from you guys. I know you guys are very active, and please be welcome to. You're welcome to come and express some of what you're doing. The community would love to know.
Awesome.
It's a great thing. So, good to see you again.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks. All right. Looking for a motion on this one.
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, John.
I'll make a motion approving the resolution for a conditional use permit for PNC Learning Center.
Do you want the other side of that? Go ahead.
I second that.
Councilmember Cummings shot his hand up.
All right, way to be. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, Dan is here for number 3.
Yes, the third item is a rezoning for 482456. Here again is the site location in blue, and we've notified, or we sent the hearing notice to these 2 neighborhoods on next door, as well as the other public hearing ways we do that. General information, the property is vacant. It's a lot of almost 20,000 square feet in size. The city's EDA is the applicant and property owner. The property is zoned commercial, but it's guided in our comprehensive plan for low-density residential. The EDA proposes to rezone the property to low-density residential, which is R1, to make it consistent with the comp plan. And the property is slated to be sold for a new 2-family dwelling, which is a permitted use in the R1 due to the large size and width of the property. The adjacent uses for the property on the north and on the south, they are single-family homes that are also zoned R1. To the east is a barber shop, which is zoned commercial. It's the only commercial use in the immediate area. And then to the west, it's a 4-plex apartment building that is zoned R1 as well, and that is a lawfully non-conforming use. Here is the 2040 comprehensive plan designation. You can see it's designated for low-density residential, which is yellow. So the Planning Commission held a public hearing, and they did not receive any public comments on this rezoning. They did recommend approval of the rezoning because it does meet requirements of our city code. And tonight you're being asked to do a first reading of the ordinance as recommended by the Planning Commission. And if you approve the first reading, then the second reading would be on June 7th. So I'm available for questions if you have any.
All right. Questions, anyone?
Talked about this enough.
All right, looking for a motion? John?
I make a motion approving the ordinance of amending the zoning map to rezone the property located at 4824 56th Avenue North. If I said that right.
Looking for a second?
Jump on it.
Second that.
David, all right. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right.
Dan, when do you think we'll start receiving bids? For,
So,
For the EDA lot,
yeah,
we'll be talking about that at the EDA meeting. We did receive 2 proposals.
oh, great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jumping the gun.
it was cart before the horse.
Trying to
but
steal your thunder. Steal your
It
thunder.
still needs 2 approvals, so it's okay. Next item is considering approval of the 2022 and 23 labor agreement. We have Kim Terrace online. Welcome, Kim.
Hello, welcome, thank you. So I'm here tonight to tell you that we have reached agreement with our local 49, which is our public works employees, for a 2-year agreement, which includes 2022 as well as 2023. So as stated, it's a 2-year agreement. We're going to be doing wages in the current year, similar to those that were already approved with our other, one of our other bargaining units and non-represented of 2%. And then for January 1st of 2023, we'll go to 3.25. But something that's a little different this year with this contract is we're going to enter into a memorandum of understanding where they're going to try out moving towards the City of Crystal non-represented compensation program, where they will experience having merit increases. So they will be rated upon how well they're doing, and then receive compensation accordingly. Let's see. So that's a big change that will happen with this memorandum of understanding. And then we will also be doing a change to how they are compensated for using certain types of equipment. Right now, they used to have a differential of pay, and then now we'll be moving to a set dollar or a set set fee of 75 cents an hour for 2 pieces of equipment that they use that require higher skill level. That's included in the memorandum of agreement of understanding. And then we're going to do insurance the same as we did with all the other bargaining units that we've settled so far for 2022, and with us, as well as increasing the opt-out amount in case they don't want insurance, so increasing that fee, and a reopener for 2023. And then we will be changing the callback standby pay and increasing it to 3 hours, which is similar to the other bargaining units contracts. I do want to let you know that the 2022 adopted budget has sufficient funds for these wage and benefit settlements. And of course, we'll be working towards the 2023 budget. And I do recommend approval of this agreement, as well as the memorandum of understanding. And I can take any questions that you might have.
All right, thank you, Kim. Questions for Kim? None. Hey, they're letting you off easy tonight.
I'll take it.
Okay. All right, looking for a motion. Brendan?
I make a motion approving the, where's that? Make sure I read it right. Approving the 2022-2023 labor agreement and memorandum of understanding with the International Union of Operator Engineers, Local 49, Public Works.
All right, I'll second that. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kim. Announcements for this week. Crystal Fund and Community Progress is hoping its annual plant sale Saturday, May 21st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Location is different. It's at Becker Park. Great place to swap plants or something like that.
You swapped plants there before?
Well, no. I mean, that defeats the fundraising part, but you bring your plants there and they sell them. Second item is celebrating Women-Owned Business Expo is Saturday, May 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Sacred Heart Church in Robbinsdale, 4087 West Broadway. City offices will be closed Monday, May 30th, in observation of a Memorial Day holiday. Beyond the Yellow Ribbon, Quad Cities is participating in 2 Memorial Day events on May 30th, 10 a.m. Mass at Gethsemane Cemetery in New Hope, and 1 p.m. program at Washburn, McGreevy, Glen Haven Chapel, and Crystal. Next city council meeting is Tuesday, June 7th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers here at City Hall and via Zoom. City council meetings and work sessions are open to the public. Current and previous meetings are available for viewing and listening at crystalmn.gov. I almost said West Metro. Some things die. That is our announcements. Anybody else have any? Therese?
I have one. The Crystal Historical Society is partnering with the 6th grade at Fair School, and the children are this week filling a time capsule that will go into the lobby of the new public safety building with the plaque on the outside of when it's to be opened, which I've come to learn is an essential part of putting together a time capsule. So that's been pretty exciting. The kids are all fired up. Another board member and I got a tour of Fair, which is, I'd never been. I've been in that building, but that is just gorgeous, and we should figure out a way to use that more. And that's what the principal kept saying to me over and over again. So that's pretty exciting. And Chief Revering has been very helpful in this process, and the kids are pretty excited. So I'm not going to be here in 2060 when it's going to be open. But
What?
no, I'm pretty sure I won't be. But the Crystal turns 100 years old in the year 2060. That was when it was incorporated. So that's why they picked that date to have it opened, so.
I gotta make it to 95. Easy peasy. Any other announcements? All right. Looking for a motion? So moved. John? Second? Brendan?
I second.
That's for adjournment, if anybody wondered what that was for. All members in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.